For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in divers places. But as the days of Noe were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man.
This is Victoria, and 9th of Av is coming up here shortly. I just wanted to show you a couple of things I saw, and it's going to be a short video, but I just wanted to read this to you, a little bit of this anyway, that, you know, this is off Chabad, which, you know, I'm Messianic, but I want you to see, so you understand why there's so much grieving going on in Israel for those temples, the ones that follow Yahweh, okay, not the rest of them, because most of them are secular now. But this here, it says it's the saddest day of the Jewish calendar, referred to by the prophet, the 5th month fast. It's a second severity only to Yom Kippur, which is mandated in the Torah. And then it talks about some of the events, some of the terrible events. And I'll just read you a little bit here if I can get it. You know, it tells about the temples, okay, and then it tells about they had a huge revolt. This happened clear back in 133 before Christ, okay. They always say CE and all that, but I don't. I try not to anyway. And this had to do with the Bar Kokhba revolt against the Romans, and it ended in defeat. And so it was a very, very vulgar, very catastrophic event. If you want to look into it, you can on your own. And then the other one is to do with, they had some catastrophic events on this particular day, such as in 1290, the expulsion of the Jews in England, and then in 1492, the banishment of all Jewish people in Spain. And there's other things that have also occurred, but those are the real big ones, okay? And so, you know, there's a lot of things that go on in the synagogues as far as reverencing this day. I look at it differently, because I look at it as those were temples built by man, and I look forward to the temple that Yeshua will have built. And I'm thinking it's going to be so glorious and so reverenced and so absolutely magnificent that it's going to be far beyond anything that has ever been on the earth before. So I look at that. But there are some things that do go on, and we do have to pay attention to it. Of course, the rabbis, you know, they pay very high attention to all these kinds of things, because they're looking also at the skies and the moons and that sort of thing, which is important, okay, because it has to do with judgments. And then I take a look at some blurbs here I've got for you that reflect some things that are coming, okay, and you may not be aware of that. So I've got on here a couple of little short things, such as the signing of the affirmation of the two-state solution, okay, that happened in mid-July. And the figs are ripe in Israel, so I've got a little blurb on that.
Figs are ready, nice and soft. Shabbat Shalom.
More money for vaccines for children eventually. We need more money to plan for the second pandemic. There's going to be another pandemic. We need more money. You have to think ahead.
Now learn a parable of the fig tree. When her branch is yet tender, and putteth forth leaves, ye know that summer is near. So ye in like manner, when ye shall see these things come to pass, know that it is nigh, even at the doors. Verily I say unto you, that this generation shall not pass, till all these things be done. Heaven and earth shall pass away, but my words shall not pass away.
And then another thing that I want to talk to you about real quick is, I don't know if you saw it, but it's the Commonwealth Games in the UK. I don't know if you noticed that, but did you see the red robot bull that came out into the stadium? And I noticed something. Now, this is prophetically. I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, oh, isn't that something? The inner ring of people were circling the bull and they were all down on the ground. What does that tell you? I mean, think about that spiritually. What is that? And what does the bull represent? Well, if I look at that prophetically, I'm thinking of the beast. Okay, I thought, how interesting is that? They get this great big creature with red eyes. You know, it reminded me of the horse over there at the airport in Colorado. Think about that with those red eyes. Did you pick up on that kind of stuff? I do. I pick up on that kind of stuff in my spirit, you know. And so I felt like, wow, that's sort of like they're proclaiming what's coming. Do you get that? Okay, and then other than that, I'll be making another video here shortly on some teachings that I'm finding interesting that I think you might be feeling blessed over. I know they bless me. Okay, God willing, I'll be back. Thanks again. God bless.